Okay, so I already introduced you the basic properties. So I'm going to show you examples of questions that deals with the basic properties and how do you present. And I already mentioned you will need to be writing your reason. So you got to write it in a bracket. So for example, in example 1 here, okay, we see a 90 degree. So this one is the complementary one that we mentioned just now. So apparently these three angles add up to 90 degree. Okay, so like I say, don't do it in a primary school way. So you do it like an equation. So you can write 20 degree, T degree, 30 degree. The three angles add up to 90 degree. You set up an equation. Don't go into the primary school way. You set up an equation and the reason will be complementary angle. So I will do this first. Then I start to do my algebra. Your teacher will give you the marks for the first statement. If your first statement is correct, you got the right thinking. Subsequently, if let's say you cannot get your P correct because you make careless mistake in your algebra, then that is, you don't get the answer mark. So P is 40. Okay, and if you realize my presentation, I do it in an equation format. So all my equal sign is usually in a straight line. Okay, please try to do it like the equation so that later on when it comes to longer question, it will help you. Please switch out of primary school way. Switch out of your primary school way. Don't keep doing the primary school way. And you must write reason. Okay, so I already said quite a few times in the basic video already. Okay, the next one, we have a straight line. AOB is a right angle. AOB. I think there's a typo here. Please change it for me. I should type it as a straight line. So all the angles on the straight line should add up to 180 degrees. So here we got 4 angles sitting on the straight line. So the presentation will be like this: 42 plus 43 plus this plus 55. And it is equal to 180 because it's angles on a straight line. You can write adjacent angle on a straight line or angles on a straight line. It depends on you. Okay, then after that, you do your normal algebra. So you do your normal algebra to get your Q. So that is the correct way of presenting. You present it with an equation. The equation is there because it came out from a property. Okay, then you will present it as an equation and you solve like an equation. So it's very much like your algebra idea. So I did mention before, algebra can happen in angles, it can happen in area, it can happen across any other topic subsequently. Okay, so that's how you present. Okay, I'll be jumping to example 3 first. So example 3 talks about angles at a point. You can see that, okay, all the surrounding angles is going to add up to 360. And why are they adding up to 360? Because of angles on the straight line. So sorry, angles at the point. They will be. So you don't do your primary school method. Just add them up. Just show that they add them up. And the reason is angles at a point. So after you write the first statement, then you do your normal algebra. So what is the normal algebra? You add something on both sides or you subtract something on both sides, like your normal way of doing. So I'm going to subtract 276 on both sides. So I will get an 84. Okay, so you write a statement, okay, form an equation. Form the equation means there's an equal sign, and then the equation should be formed because of a property. then the rest of the algebra will follow from there. Form equation based on property. Okay, get your primary school thinking out. Okay, the next one here. And if you don't have the habit of reading the question, please try to read the question. So in this question, A, B, and C, D intersect at C. So what do we mean by intersect? The idea of intersect is like cut. So if you look at this two lines, go with the description, AB is going to cut CD at O. So that's what they are trying to say. And then they say EO is perpendicular to AB. That's why there's a 90-degree here. So EO is perpendicular to AB. And your job is to find the value of Y. You can, actually for this question, we can do it on using angle on a straight line. So I can do it directly like this. So I'm showing you first. So I can use this part to do an angle on a straight line. So it's angles on straight line. So write the equation and do your algebra. Okay, or if you see there's a vertically opposite angle here. So you can see a vertically opposite angle here. DOE is equal to 30 degrees because it's a vertically opposite angle. You can still do an angle on a straight line. So it will still be the same thing, just that how you want to see it. So if you want to put in the vertically opposite angle, then it will be something like this. You will still get the same answer. So there are two methods to it. Okay, so obviously the vertically opposite angle method is not very necessary. I'm just trying to show you that it can happen. That you can be using like more than one property for a single angle. Okay, so this one will be how we present an angle question. We set up an equation because of a property. The property is written in a bracket, then we solve everything from there. So I repeat, please throw away your primary school method. Don't just give the primary school method. And if you give your primary school method, you will not give any property usually. So you will think in a very primary school way. So I think now you should slowly switch out of primary school already. So please don't try to do the primary school way. So I repeat one more time. You write an equation based on a property, and then from there you solve from it.